President Biden is in Northern Ireland celebrating the Good Friday peace agreement made 25 years ago. The president met with Britain's prime minister and other political leaders this morning before starting a 3-day visit to the Republic of Ireland. Now, during his flight to Belfast, the president spoke to the parents of Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, who is detained in Russia and charged with espionage. Ed O'Keefe is in Belfast traveling with the president. Good morning, Ed.
Omar, good morning to you. The president's set to speak here at Ulster University in Belfast in just a few minutes. It is expected to be a forward-looking address designed to reiterate U.S. support for Northern Ireland. But the speech comes amid renewed concerns about that decades-long conflict known as the Troubles between Catholics here and Protestants. President Biden arriving last night in Northern Ireland to mark the 25th anniversary of a key peace agreement. But celebrations of the Good Friday Accords have been scarred by renewed threats of violence and political instability. On Tuesday, just hours before Mr. Biden's arrival, local police say they discovered 4 pipe bombs in the town of Londonderry. Police believe the bombs were left behind by Catholics opposed to British rule. The president says sustaining the agreements and avoiding a return to the Troubles is his top priority this week.
Keep the peace. That's the main thing. And it looks like we're going to keep your fingers crossed.
Ireland's ambassador to the United States, Geraldine Byrne-Nason.
Having the United States walk with us as we make progress and walk forward together, that's really important to the people of Ireland.
Most of the president's week is devoted to stops across Ireland to celebrate his Irish heritage, as presidents have before him.
That the brightest days will continue to be those in which we visited you here in Ireland.
And I've come home to find the apostrophe that we lost somewhere along the way.
He'll stop in County Louth, home to ancestors on his mother's side, and Friday he heads to the tiny town of Ballina, where his father's side is from. The town is a sister city of the president's native Scranton, Pennsylvania, where Mr. Biden still has distant cousins.
His Irish roots are really deep in his heart. He always said, like, when he became president, he was always going to come back to Ballina.
As the president prepares to speak, he is actually just wrapping up or just holding a meeting with leaders of Northern Ireland's 5 political parties. He met earlier this morning with the British Prime Minister in what was a shorter than expected meeting, Omar.
Ed,
ladies and gentlemen.
Quick question here. I know there's a press conference going on behind you. Northern Ireland's assembly has been in a deadlock lately over Brexit. Are there hopes that the president can maybe break this impasse?
That's right. They're just doing the warm-ups here before the president speaks closer to the top of the hour. There is a hope that he can at least encourage them to keep talking. It's been more than a year since there's been a functioning government here running Northern Ireland. Disputes among the 5 parties about issues related to Brexit and to one of the parties that's predominantly Catholic potentially taking the top slot in the government. But the president asked earlier today what his message was to those leaders, said he would merely be listening and in essence just encouraging them to figure it out and begin that functioning government yet again.
And Ed, the president will be traveling to the Republic of Ireland, as you mentioned today in the story. It almost seems like it's President Biden's European vacation here. Is he going to be reconnecting with some of his family roots there?
He is. Later today in the tiny county of County Louth, which is just to the south here, he'll be visiting a few spots and is likely to come across some distant cousins. He'll do it again on Friday with a big speech in the town of Ballina, which is where his father's side hails from. That speech being billed by the U.S. Embassy in Dublin is a real opportunity for the Irish to come and celebrate their heritage, celebrate the shared history between the 2 countries. The president very eager to give that speech. There is official business to be done Thursday in Dublin, meeting with the Irish president, addressing the Irish Parliament. But clearly, there's a big desire by the president to also reconnect with his roots and celebrate something that 1 in 10 Americans can also claim, and that is Irish heritage.
And Ed, besides you being the loud American at the press conference, how is the president's visit being viewed by the people there in Ireland?
Well, in Northern Ireland, they would have liked him to stay a little while longer. He's only here about 20 hours. And like we mentioned, only having an informal meeting with the British Prime Minister today, not a more formal bilateral exchange that might normally happen when visiting a kind of country, and what he's doing in Ireland tomorrow. But otherwise, across the island, great excitement for this. Other U.S. presidents, of course, have come before. Biden was here in 2016 as vice president, came in 2017 as a private citizen, and continues a tradition that dates back nearly 60 years. It'll be 60 years in June since John F. Kennedy came to Ireland, becoming the first American president to visit the Irish Republic, something this country, or that country, since we're not there yet, is very proud of, and something this president was eager to continue.
Well, hopefully you'll get some time to do a little digging around there too, Ed O'Keefe. Thank you very much.
Take care.